What's going on, everybody? This is Super Robot, and today we're going to talk about the Walmart exclusive Transformers Age of the Primes Deluxe Cybertron Sideways. Now, Sideways is one of the original characters that hung out with Soundwave in the Cybertron cartoon series. He was a well sought after figure back then in 06. He's had various repaints, and the one I would love to see them do is the white mass production repaint that was only done in Japan. It's actually a very good one. I owned it for a very short time. Had to sell it, but it's worth the money. Now, before we look at the figure, we're going to actually, hey, that stays on camera. We're actually going to look at the box. Let's move him out the way. And this is basically the box. As you can see here, it's got Age of the Primes. It's even got the steps on the outside, 21 steps to transform. Here he is on the back. It's the same thing. Sideways. And there you go. So the packaging is the new back to this style packaging, which is good for us consumers, bad for Hasbro. But anyway, let's look at this figure here. So he is a lovely Cybertronian-like vehicle. Whoosh, looks very nice. Transforms damn near like the original. Originally, I wanted to do this review because I thought I could find either the Rat Bat version or an original that we had, but apparently my kids don't have it in their toy bin, and I just gave up. So we're gonna compare them to something else in the video later on, and we're gonna look at this real quick. So yeah, this is the vehicle. He is primarily black, orange with some hits of gold in there, so he's more like a Halloween color, so to speak. Here he is from the front, but he is pretty much the same size. Like, I think the original is a little bit bigger, but not by much. Not by much. I think T-Man did a video on that already. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna do some measurements here. And he is approximately about 4.5 inches long. So that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Let's get a bird's eye view of that. All right, and we're gonna get some other toys put in here, and then we're gonna do another comparison. And as always, we're back at 2 2. All right, we're back by YouTube Magic, and you can see here we have Sideways next to the I believe this is, let's say, I forget. This is, I think, Earth Kingdom Red Alert. And then this is the Studio Series 86 RC, which you'll see in a video very shortly. But yeah, that's about the same size as NEO Standard Deluxe, because that's what he is. But the only other Sideways I could find was my vintage Micron Legend Sideways. Now, I know I said Armada, but no, this is actually Micron Legend. So many, many moons ago, when Armada was released, your boy was smart and jumped on the Micron Legend bandwagon. I had a lot of the mini cons that were different colors, and I collected a bunch of them, but got crazy and I had to like offload them. I still have a lot of Micron Legend stuff left, but this is one of them. You know, I actually found him when I was trying to look for like other Cybertron toys. Now I know where the box is, but like my son said, we ain't digging through all that. I said, I don't blame him. So anyway, this is a vintage. He's got most of his parts. I think he's missing the missiles. I don't know if he had a gun. I can't remember. It's been so long. But his name is also Sideways. Now, he was a deluxe, and he was a motorcycle here. But the cool gimmick was he had 2 headmasters. And those 2 headmasters could form one cohesive robot. Now, I can't remember the names of them, so please forgive me. But the Minicon gimmick was these 2 guys. And these 2 guys form one big robot, and then they turn into 2 separate little weird looking robots that turn their heads. And whatever head you stick on, like this part would be the top, is the dark head. He would be more like a Decepticon. And then the bottom part becomes like a lighter head, and he would be like an Autobot. So that's what we're going to be showing off, of course. And then with him, he does have the gimmick. Now, normally when you put the Cybertron key in, it would, change. But now you don't do that no more. You just take this off. There's going to be a lever behind here Now, right now, you can see that the Autobot symbol, the Decepticon symbol is there. But with this lever here in the back, and you slide it up, it becomes an Autobot symbol. As you can see there. So yeah, it becomes Autobot symbol. The key is super tiny, but of course, it does not do anything. It's basically ineffective. So we're going to do some more comparison here. I'm going to put that right there. And then we're going to show how he just separates here. And the top half, like I said, becomes a, this is the weirdest looking robot you've ever seen. But, and it's very hard for it to, you'll see like he has like very tiny head there, but you can see it. It's like a tiny head. Same thing over here. I'm going to flip that down, you know, and let's turn the legs around. And this is what would be, I guess, the Autobot one. And again, sorry if I don't know the names. I didn't bother to look. There you go. So now, yeah, get all that out the way. We're going to get them in robot mode. And as always, we'll be back in 2 and 2. All right, we're back by YouTube Magic. We now have Sideways in his robot mode. Now, before we go over with the accessories, let's go over articulation. Now, before we even do that, let's get measurements. He is approximately about 5.5 inches. Now, let's go over articulation. Of course, he has the, let's get in focus here. Make sure we're in focus. The arms, they go out to here. They rotate. Because of the transformation, the fist does rotate as well. So, you know, he's got good range. Just be careful a little bit of how you do things. Make sure you have the gold sign always fronted. Let's take a look at the head sculpt. Now, I do miss the original for the having the clear plastic, you know, I think he had a clear plastic face. The legs, you do go just like that. And then they go out to here. Has an ankle pivot. I think I have his legs backwards. Or are my legs put on backwards? Why is his ankle pivot going the opposite direction? So I guess you do it like this and his ankle pivot goes like that. Yeah, it kind of throws me off when they do reverse, but I guess because of the transformation, it does that. The back piece here, he does have a waist swivel, and you can lift up the back piece here, and he does have the waist swivel. And he can do a full 360. The head can look a little bit up and down, and it can do, you know, 360 and all that good stuff, like all modern Transformers. And then finally, can he do Jean-Claude Van Damme? He can Van Damme. All right, next we're gonna show off his weapons, and then we're gonna do some comparisons here once we do that. Just make sure we got him right there. Now, the wing pieces will of course become his blade, as you can see there. We'll set them there for a second. Now with this, there's a peg that's there, and you unfurl that. Of course, you're gonna put the key in there. And of course, like I said, if you want to switch him from Autobot to Decepticon, which for the rest of the video, hit that switch on the back, and he's now a Decepticon. Now to open the blades, since they don't have the auto gimmick, you will first fold these down, turn around, and you'll see where it kind of separates. And you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Separate, and that's how you get the weapons there. And then basically what you're going to do is going to put that right there. And then get these two. And make sure you have the silver side showing. And put that there like that. And you now have, oh wait, I got to twist the arm around because you can see that's wrong. I know somebody said, Super Robot, you know. But, saving grace, fist everything rotates. And now you have Sideways. I have Armada Megatron. I have a few, Cybertron figures, and we've been looking, but unfortunately, it's just if I show you stacks and stacks of stuff, you'll understand why I'm not really going to do that. So, I'm going to do some comparisons here, and we're not going to bring out RC because she's going to be in the next video, but we do want to show off how he looks against certain size individuals. Starting with Red Alert. Why is Red Alert always on deck? Because I always played Inferno and Red Alert. Because they best friends. They best friends. To the end, like Chucky. Not really, but you get my point. All right, so let's put him here. Like I said, I gotta look for the rest of my Cybertron toys. Maybe I'll review them. I don't know. I just don't have time. Time is a big deal for me, so that's why I'm not doing as many videos, and I'm not really worried about YouTube anymore, because like eventually you probably won't see me as wide. This is what it is. I'm changing the way I do things. So let's show that off, zoom out a little bit, and you can see there how he looks. Let's bring him closer. So yeah, he's pretty, it's not bad for deluxe. I love the look. I love how he looks. He looks fantastic. Let's get him. Yeah, I think he looks good. All right, I'm gonna do one more. And that's gonna be Sideways. And I don't have his weapons, so, and I can't find him either. But now we're gonna show off what he does. And first things first, I'm going to transform, because he's also, remember, a headmaster. So first things first, he's the head. And I think he's supposed to look like this. Some kind of weird, I think. I'm not 100% sure. Let me zoom out so I can get proper focus. Yeah, I'm not sure. And then you lift up this, and now you have the face. And there's one more, and this would be the evil face. I gotta remember how to do this. And I think he's the one that gets like the really wild look. Just trying to remember. I know it slides down. Okay, so I think it goes this way. Yeah, because the peg goes right there. So, and I think you kind of do some crazy mumble jumble like that, and that is the Decepticon head. Now, when we have the heads, that's how you could tell he's an Autobot and Decepticon. Now, without them, he just has this generic face on the handlebars, but you push that down, and just like a headmaster, you just put that, roll back these, I forgot, and then just put that on. And I think the symbol would rotate around. It's been a long time, but there's supposed to be a symbol, and I believe you rotate it until, well, no, maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know, because this is the Micron Legend. I know the Takara version, American version had that gimmick. But as you can see here, that's how he looks with the other head in. And I love Armada toys. They had that like toughness to them, you know? There we go, right there. And that looks great. And after that, let's go ahead and put in the Decepticon head. And if I'm forgetting about a lot of things, y'all gotta forgive me, man. I'm old. Can't remember everything. I remember he used to be a little harder to get in. But yeah, I like him with the Decepticon head. So as you can see there, yeah, with the Decepticon head, he looks really good. And like I said, if I messed up something, because like I said, I don't really play with this toy. Like I just found this in bins. There you go. But yeah, I love this. I love this. I really do miss Armada. Just playing with Armada. Let's get in a little closer. Say about right there. Yeah, that looks nice. That looks nice. Bring it up a little bit. Bring it up. Yeah, about right there. How about right there? Now that's perfect. That's perfect. Perfect, 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 perfect. All right, so I'm just getting a screenshot here, and yeah, that's it. We don't need to do anything else. Let's just go straight to review. Here. One moment, turn my flashback on. Yeah, for a remake of the original, fantastic. They did a really good job. Kudos to Hasbro for this one. I know a lot of people were upset with some of the, oops, I dropped something, the stuff that happens, like, for example, you know, the parts forming. But hey, I mean, it's in the modern era. It looks good. It's actually hard to find. This is a Walmart exclusive, so you got to get out there and get it. I enjoyed the figure. I just opened him up actually today. I've had him for a few weeks, but I've been busy with life. You know how it goes. So, what does I think of this figure? I think he's fantastic. You should go out and get him. I hope they do the white repaint of the mass production and give us maybe something a little different. But other than that, I'll buy 2 of those, and he can be a herald for Cybertron or Unicron whenever we get that. That's all I got to say. I know some of you, shut up. All right, y'all, this is Super Robot Ed, bringing more news reveals to them. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.